If you say the N word and then I tell you not to say it, and then you fix your mouth to look at me and say, well, y'all say it to each other, just so you know, we get to determine how others speak to our community. You don't get to determine how the community speaks to one another.
That fake ass Mexican Gucci man got on this internet and exposed what we already know about y'all. Y'all culture can't move until ours do. Your culture has its own racial slurs, its own nicknames, its own things that y'all can call each other, but you still would rather use mine. Y'all have y'all own music, but you would still rather listen to and try to culturally appropriate mine. Y'all got y'all own style, supposedly, but you still put me on and taking me off like a fucking costume. And we're supposed to be the inferior race, but you listen to and copy and try to imitate everything we fucking do. What's it giving? Bitch, it's giving I'm not going back and forth with nobody that literally wants to live in my skin. Well, maybe if you guys stop saying it, then we would stop saying it. And if we went and jumped off a bridge, we'll make that shit so fly that your ass will be right behind us.
This Mexican OT situation where he feels like, you know, he can say the N-word, and him saying, oh, well, what the fuck is black men gonna do about it? You can't come to Georgia saying that shit. You can't come to Atlanta talking about nigga, what's up, nigga, what's up, nigga? No, we gonna knock your ass out.
Say the N-word?
I feel like I can't say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
There are. Will right there. And there's one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these motherfuckers. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up fucking doing bad shit with them. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody out black, I mean, well, shit, it's what the fuck I was surrounded by, you know? Like, I respect people that they feel that way. And that's why I try to shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from, or anywhere, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? You know? It's like I don't went to the jungle and earned the lion's head. You know?
I feel like a lot of people that are from...
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha. And that was some fat rap Mexican nigga named OT. Fat nigga, I don't know. Mexican OT. I don't know what that means. Mexican odd tether. But yeah, he got his fat Mexican ass up there talking about he wish it was some people, some black people and black men in the room. Sir, let me be the first to say, no, you don't. They'll beat your ass up. I'm tired of these niggas that's oddly out of shape, fugly, fat, and they think that they tough. I don't know if he was smoking a blunt. I don't know if niggas be smoking they self into delusion. Let me just put something out here in the air for the people that don't spar, never spar, that can't box. You out of shape, you'd last less than 3 minutes. I'd beat your ass up. Not only that, I keep a pair of brass knuckles. So even if you were, I guess by some happenstance to have a lot of wind, wouldn't even do you no good, because I rearrange your jaw, unwire that motherfucker from your face. So a lot of people need to stop like sucking their own dick because they start thinking that they're tougher than they really are. Now, I've been to Houston, Texas, and while I'm not gonna say there's a bunch of suck ass niggas in Houston, it was a bunch of happy-go-lucky ass niggas. Meaning, I heard a lot of motherfucking Mexicans throw around the N-word like it was sweet. And I guess because they got some type of camaraderie that they let the shit fly. Now I let the shit fly when it comes to Puerto Ricans, because for the most part, Puerto Ricans acknowledge their African genetic ancestry. Right? They understand they're a tribe blend by the Spanish, the Africans, and the Tainos, which were indigenous brown-skinned people. Mexicans don't necessarily identify themselves as having African genetics, even though a lot of them do. So I ain't really feeling them niggas. Now when it comes to that. And now I grew up on the West Coast, and it was some Mexican people I grew up with. And they used to say nigga all the time. Hell, a lot of them, they mamas was dating and fucking a black dude. I'm not necessarily saying it gives them a pass, but they were different. It was the 90s, it was a different time. These little motherfuckers nowadays, they don't actually acknowledge any African genetics in their blood system or their bloodline. So, and because they've had the slogan Mela la Raza, meaning to whiten the race, I ain't really feeling them niggas. Not when it comes to that. So, like I said in a previous episode, when I was in Houston for 6 weeks, I worked at some warehouse. It was a Mexican dude that said, nigga, I had to tell him, don't call me that shit. I'm only gonna ask you one time, very nicely. I'm a gentleman. After that, we putting him up. With him, I wouldn't even ask him once. We putting him up because he's one of these people that in their mind, they're tougher than they really are. So you gotta show them. And then you gotta show them goofy niggas that they hang around with what it is. Because for some reason, they're either scared of these motherfuckers or they got so much of a camaraderie or he fucking a sister. So everything's sweet. Don't come east of the Mason-Dixon line in the south with that shit. Keep that in the southwest. You know, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, California, shit like that. Even California Mexicans don't necessarily say nigga. The ones that do, let's just say, goofy niggas be letting them slide. You come in any of the slave states like Alabama, Georgia, South and North Carolina, Mississippi with that shit, they gonna pack you out thoroughly, as they should. On that note, that's all I got to say about that. There's been another episode. If you like it, leave your comments. I know it's going to be a bunch of people that's not black talking about, well, if you say it, don't worry about what the fuck we do. Worry about yourself. That's how everybody stay safe. Stay safe or stay dangerous. In any event, I'm out.
No one's ready to deal with us.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. Chiming in was a girl named Anaya. I think that's how you say it. Where she said, if you're not black, stop saying the N-word. To which Sauce Walka chimed in and said, that's crazy. That's like saying black people can't eat tacos. I was going to talk about that through the episode if I have to explain why that's an asinine comment to say the least. Yeah, you're remedial. As far as Sauce Walka, while I like him, he about black empowerment, unity and shit like that. He's a hood nigga. There's not too many hood niggas that have a lot of scruples. How he used the N-word analogous with a racial eating some goddamn tacos is beyond me. I'm gonna let him slide because his artist got killed, he got shot in the leg, and maybe his brain ain't working right. In any event, I'm out.